how do you feel about the concealed carry law on campus?
I feel like it could possibly increase campus safety if there was an actual shooter there. However, I do feel that there has to be some type of guidelines behind it, and that there should be some type of enforcement in certain places that you can and can't go. And I think that if there's a professor that doesn't want campus carry, that they should probably have some type of boundary established to where they cannot bring a concealed firearm in.
I feel like it, if anything, is making the campus a little bit less safe. I understand the point behind it, but I feel like considering all the events that have happened throughout history, especially with guns being on campus, it's just not the best idea.
Personally, what I feel about it is that it seems to be practical. However, there should be some limitations put on it.
I'm not for it, only because I feel somewhat unsafe knowing that anyone has the authority or the power to bring a weapon that's not meant like they have the power to have a weapon on campus.
I don't have any really hostile feelings towards it. Students kind of do what they want anyway, so I don't think it really affects us that much.
How does the law affect your feeling of safety on campus?
It's half and half for me. I feel safer because I know that if one person goes on a rampage, then there'll be more people who can stop him. But that still leaves the opportunity for those kind of things to happen, for shootings to happen. It gives a greater risk. If it's concealed, you can't really identify who has a weapon.
It shows that, that they're kind of taking into consideration that they want us to be safe rather than not thinking about us at all. So it's nice that they hear our voice, but I'm not sure that this type of law would be that helpful towards it.
It makes me feel a lot less safe, if anything, because, students are stressed out, students are tired all the time, more often than not, students, maybe they might have, really bad judgment and just, theoretically, whip a gun out, maybe during class, maybe they have a very heated debate with someone. College is all about debating and having an open mind, but sometimes people take things really personally, and it just makes me feel less safe, in summation.
Personally, I feel a little bit more safe knowing that there are actual people with firearms who can take down somebody who is crazy enough to bring an actual gun to school and hurt people. And I feel like that these individuals are trained well enough and that they have their certifications and that they understand that their firearm is a tool and that it is only used as a last resort.
And it just makes me feel unsafe knowing that they have a weapon that's intended for killing.
What is your opinion on the exclusionary zones, which include campus housing, single occupancy offices, and athletic venues?
I feel like that they should probably make some accommodations for campus carry permit owners, and I feel like that there probably should be some safe or something like that you can store your firearm in. However, I do think it's a good idea knowing that we have a few areas that people who are in high conflict areas, such as the sporting event, after a sporting event, if somebody was angry that their team lost, I do feel like that it's a good idea that we keep firearms away from that. However, I do feel like we do have to accommodate to where we can put those firearms in a good place.
I'm for those because it gives me a sense of security knowing that there are places where these are absolutely not allowed.
They should not be allowed in certain high-stress environments and in areas that are highly populated where there cannot be much surveillance of it. You don't want anything like that happening. Let's see. And I do believe it's a good idea to have it out of the teachers' offices and the main administrative areas, because you don't want anything like that happening either. It would be a very, very bad situation.
I think it makes sense because from the tone that President Romo has emailed all the students with, kind of saying oh, unfortunately this has passed, I think it's really good because it shows that even if the legislature thinks it's a good idea, that the people who actually are on college campuses don't think it's a good idea. So I think it's kind of a good way to push back against it. But, it's also still effective in the sense that if people do want to, have the right to carry a concealed gun on campus, they still can. But for the majority of students who don't feel comfortable with it, they still have that assurance of I don't have to worry about it.
I like the exclusionary rule because those are important, even though it is on campus and stuff. I guess if people were really that concerned about being around the people that do have those guns, I guess they could confine more in those spaces than anywhere else on campus. So that's good that we have those.